The Golden State Warriors have just traded for Dennis Schroder, which means they just got that much more dangerous. Let's talk about it. Before we get into it, if you guys could do me a huge favor and drop a like on the video and make sure you subscribe for more NBA and other sports content. So, the Golden State Warriors and the Brooklyn Nets agreed on a trade to send point guard Dennis Schroder to the Warriors in exchange for DeAnthony Melton and Reese Beckman, as well as 3 unprotected second-round draft picks. I find this very interesting. The rumors around the league have been that the Nets were definitely willing to trade Dennis Schroder, but they were going to require at least 1 first-round pick in return. So that just goes to show that rumors are exactly what they are. They're just rumors. You're going to hear a lot of things swirling around the NBA during this time of year. It's trade time. A lot of it's going to be true. Some of it's going to not be true. But for the most part, at least we know that the Brooklyn Nets were willing to trade. But man, it stings a little bit as a Lakers fan because, you know, it just always seems like since the new CBA, the message from Rob Pelinka has been trades have been difficult, right? I mean, and again, I don't want to make this a Lakers video. This is a Golden State Warriors video. But at the same time, as a Lakers fan, it's very frustrating because it just seems like a team like Golden State, for example, has no problem just improving and being able to make whatever assets that they have available work to improve their roster. But on the Lakers side, you know, it's just tough. But anyway, like I said, this is not a Lakers video, so let's get back to it. The Warriors, this is a steal. In my opinion, I think this is a great move. Dennis Schroder is somebody that I've always been a big fan of. I think he is a dog. He's a competitor. And whenever you check off those 2 boxes, more often than not, it's going to be a green check mark in my book. Having said that, what does this actually mean for the Golden State Warriors? Well, Dennis is going to add to the Warriors what he would add to any team. And that's, like I've already said, a true competitor, someone who's a dog, and he's a great point of attack defender at the point guard position. He's athletic. He's very quick, lightning quick. He has great hands. He's very active on the ball. And his lateral quickness is really good. So I think it's important for the Golden State Warriors to embrace this. This is what they saw. This is what they envisioned. Obviously, they got the trade done. I would see them bringing Dennis off the bench. And when Steph Curry goes down, now you have another athletic, dynamic, fast point guard you have to deal with, who is not only a good defender, but also is a headache on the offensive end as well. Not to mention, I'm sure that Steve Kerr and the rest of his coaching staff will definitely try to find minutes for Steph Curry and Dennis to be on the court at the same time, depending on whoever their matchup is, of course. Because, I mean, if you're dealing with, again, just a very dynamic, you know, offensive and defensive talent like Dennis Schroder, and then you have one of the best off-ball players to the NBA has ever seen in Steph Curry, good luck defending that because that's just going to cause problems. Yes, it'll be a little bit undersized, but again, depending on who they're matched up against, if it's a small ball type lineup, it could be a nightmare to defend. Since Dennis departed from the Lakers, he's been around the NBA just trying to find a home, trying to find a good fit, and build up his NBA stock, so to speak. And I think he definitely did that starting with this summer playing in the Olympics. When he was playing basketball for Germany, he was balling out of control. Like he played really well in the Olympic Games, and he continued that play with the Brooklyn Nets. Let's take a look at some of his numbers. While playing for Germany, he averaged 17 points a game, nearly 8 assists, and just over 1 steal, while shooting 54% from the field and 39% from 3, not to mention 90% from the free throw line. Just really solid numbers across the board. Now with the Brooklyn Nets, he's averaging 18 points and almost 7 assists per game, while shooting 45% from the field, but 39% from 3 and 89% from the free throw line. So it's a little bit of a dip of inefficiency from the field, but still really strong from 3 and excellent from the free throw line. Ultimately, I think the Golden State Warriors just approached this as a no-brainer. They were able to offer a good enough package to convince the Brooklyn Nets to trade Dennis over. They didn't give away any major players or contracts or any first-round picks. So they were able to keep their more significant assets while still adding someone who can be a productive player on their team. So like I said, this was pretty much a no-brainer. Dennis Schroder, he's going to come off the bench. He's going to bring energy. He's going to bring competitiveness. He's going to score. He's going to play make. He's going to compete. He's also going to be an energy guy. You know, he's very vocal. He can take on some leadership roles, especially with some of the younger guys on the team. This was a steal, in my opinion. The Golden State Warriors definitely hit a home run with this one. I don't think he's going to be an absolute game changer. Like Dennis Schroder is on the Warriors, they're going to win the NBA championship. No, I don't believe that. But I think that is a step towards that direction, though. Because you got to think, they still have Kuminga, they still have Curry, they still got Draymond Green. You know, they have really good players, and they just added another really good player, a backup player. So they solidified their bench even more. That's one thing about teams that want to be really good and want to have a deep run in the playoffs, is they understand that not only do you have to have a strong front five, but you have to solidify your bench. You have to have solid, productive bench players. So that way when your starters go down, the production just doesn't taper off, okay, or at least not significantly. They're able to compete and keep that momentum going, especially in the playoffs. When Steph Curry goes to the bench, it's going to be a luxury to have a point of attack defender coming off the bench. You do have Gary Payton II, and yes, he is athletic, but personally, I don't think he's as quick laterally as Dennis Schroder is. He's not as crafty as Dennis is. Dennis Schroder, he just has this knack to just get in a defender's space and just not let them breathe. He does struggle a little bit with bigger guards. I mean, at the end of the day, Dennis is 6'1", maybe 175, like soaking wet. You know what I'm saying? So he's not a big, like, imposing defender. But for his size, he is pretty strong. He's exceptionally quick laterally, and he's fast, you know, baseline to baseline, and he's got active hands, which is always a plus. So for I would say most point guards that aren't just going to tower over him and just use their athletic ability to get vertical, he's going to be a problem for them. Not to mention, he navigates screens very well. He's very good at kind of attacking open spaces, making you hesitate to throw that next pass because, again, he's lightning quick. So he'll jump that passing lane in a hot second, and he'll come over that screen and just have those active hands. And for those ball handoffs, he's just always active. So it's going to be difficult. So I think Gary Payton Jr., he has some of that, but just not to the level that Dennis does. So that's going to be a great addition for the Golden State Warriors. And again, they only gave up 3 second-round picks and one guy who tore his ACL, unfortunately, and another guy who's just young and not really someone that they see clearly in their future. So at the end of the day, this was a great move for the Warriors. It's unfortunate that the Lakers weren't able to get it done or anything done by that for that matter. It is the 15th now, so there is some time for the Lakers to still make some moves. But for the Golden State Warriors, this gets an A+ from me. I was always a fan of Dennis Schroder, and I think he's going to be a great addition to Golden State. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think this was a W for the Golden State Warriors? Do you think it was kind of a wasted addition? I don't think you should, but if you do, let me know in the comments why. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.